Welcome back to Ms. Biochemist Presents Serious Science. Now, if you've gotten your materials from the materials list presented in part 1 of this awesome experiment, we can now begin our energy transfer experiment. Now, over the holiday, we had the pleasure of building a most amazing gingerbread house. Family and friends came over and we just decorated that thing on it. And it all began with a protocol. Most scientists begin experimentation with a written document that shows which steps to follow in order to answer the question that we're asking. So I wrote up a protocol that's basically a recipe for building a gingerbread house. Kitchen science stuff that also considers the energy flow through its sources and ultimately where it winds up. Here we go. I posted the protocol below this video. It includes any measurements and materials, the tools used, vocabulary words, select resources that I used to make this video, everything below the video. Go take a look. The purpose of the experiment is to find out if we can eat energy. Well, that's my experimental purpose. Leave below in the comment section your experimental purpose. That'll be fun to read. Pause the video as often as is necessary in order to write notes or follow along. I'll also post cute little questions throughout the video, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, don't add the salt, it won't fit through the sifter. We can go ahead and hand mix the dry ingredients and pour them through the sifter to get a nice even distribution with no clumps, and then add the kosher salt to the mixture. I love butter. Listen to that sizzle. But what's even more important than noticing my passion for butter is noticing the flow of energy and what energy types are being used here. There's electrical being converted to heat, as well as the sizzling sound of the butter. The heat input here is actually breaking those chemical bonds and denaturing or reconfiguring proteins, and that's going to happen often throughout this experiment. The energy input is allowing for certain chemical bonds to be broken, but new bonds to be developed throughout this process. Just like the part where the egg becomes the part of the wall of the gingerbread house. Just like that. Now stir it on up. Stir it on up. Stir it on in now. Get a nice even mixture. Just like the dry ingredients. Get a nice, consistent, homogeneous mixture of the wet ingredients. And once the brown sugar is pretty dissolved down in there, it's no longer gritty, you can't feel the grains down at the bottom of the saucepan, then go ahead and reduce the heat to a medium low. Then we can incorporate the sifted dry ingredients about 1/2 cup at a time until fully incorporated. Make sure you stir well to mix.
I've got some science jokes, so...
Okay, all right.
Let's hope you understand, though. Okay, the first joke is... Okay, so why can't you trust atoms?
Why can't you trust atoms? I don't know.
Because they make up everything.
That's good.
A scientist is reading a book on anti-gravity. He can't put it down.
Bap, 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 bap. Get my dough, roll it out flat, hop, 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 hop. Bars. Hey. Hey. I'm cashing the free throw. Hey, I'm cashing the free throw. I got dough. Everybody know I am dough. Cut me slow. Cut. Get my dough. Nobody think a scientist can rap. I got bars, candy bars, cause I go too far. Mars bars, Heath bar crunch with the junk in the trunk. I got floors, I got walls, I got roof. I'm the roof. 3 by 5.5 for 2. Cut me slow. I got floors, 2 front walls, 2 side walls, 1 front door. Hey, check the protocol, there's more. There's measurements, there's evidence, there's... Alright, I'm gonna stop trying to rap, but get the protocol and follow along with the measurements for the wax paper cutouts in order to get the right dimensions for the gingerbread house. But let me get civilized. There's a beautiful thing that happens while baking. It's the browning of our food. And what's actually happening is referred to by chemists as the Maillard reaction. It's an interaction between the amino acids of the proteins in our food and reducing sugars. And it happens when the pH is more alkaline. We have to be careful to not let too much of that browning happen, because not only does it taste bad, but it's also toxic. Baking powder, baking soda helps to control this reaction. And today it worked out quite nicely. It's really pretty. So hello and welcome back. Right now I'm at a checkpoint. We've already created the gingerbread pieces that will now be assembled to make the gingerbread house. I'm careful to organize my work area and the cookie pieces so that assembly of the gingerbread house will be pretty easy. There are 5 pieces for the entryway. The details are in the protocol. So I have 2 roof pieces. The roof pieces are 3 by 5.5 inches. The 2 walls for the sides of the house are 3 inches wide at the base and 3 inches to the roof line. And they're slanted 2.5 inches to a peak that's 5.5 inches from the base. The details are in the protocol. The 2 pieces for the front and the back of the house are on the front part of the house. There are 2 tiny rectangles for the windows that we used rock candy for. I think it's just adorable. It gives a kind of nostalgic, I wonder what they're doing inside that gingerbread house feel. I'll use a grater to level off any of the cookies that are bulging after baking. So this had to have been the thickest icing I've ever dealt with. It's so hard to mix, and I mix by hand a lot of things since I'm a lab researcher. I do a lot by hand. I had to put some muscle into this, and that's why it holds the gingerbread so tenaciously. Where's all the energy that I'm putting into this bowl going? Is it going into the gingerbread? Where is it going? Let me know in the comment section. I'm here for it. This has been a very hands-on experiment. It's my first video. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to get through the steps with a lot of imagination behind the hands-on aspect. My little ones really enjoyed putting together this gingerbread house, not only for the chemistry aspect, but the technical aspect. It was a nice holiday treat. They spent the whole week eating the gingerbread house. It was awesome. It was really a good experience. And we got to talk about the science behind it all. And it was just, I really enjoyed myself. This is my first video. There are going to be more. My next video is soponification. Creating soaps from natural oils. We're going to go through the different triglycerides and such. It's going to be awesome. Really, it's going to be fun. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Let me know if any technical questions, any creativity, science questions. I'm here for it. Ask me. I'm here for it. My whole reason for being here is to give a hands-on life with science. My background is in biochemistry and biotech, and my hope is to empower the people with skill and understanding in the sciences so that we can move into the applied sciences. It's such a fascinating field. I love the industry, and I also love creating with my own two hands, create our own things, to create our own products together. This was an amazing experiment for me, and I hope to have many more. Be sure to tune in. Leave comments down in the comment section. I post questions throughout my videos. Answer these questions. I'll be sure to shout you out.
Leave comments. Leave comments.
I'm here for it. It would be the coolest to have a feature from our young scientist community. Ask me. I'm here for it. Alright. Thank you for tuning in. Catch me in my next video.